This podcast is brought to you by Convo Cloth, the official clothing apparel of the NBC podcast. For the latest apparel, please go to www.nothingButConvos.com. Now, let's get into the latest episode of the NBC podcast with your boy, S. McCann. What's good, people? It's the NBC podcast with your boy, S. McCann. And this is episode 46, Eagles Week 12 review. And in this week, we got that dub against the Packers, 40-33, 2-game winning streak. And that boy Jalen Hurts is looking like an MVP candidate right now during the season. And so in this episode, I break down the offense, how they look. I break down the defense, how they look. The players that came to play this game. And our Week 12 battle against the Titans. So sit back, relax, let's get it. Week 12 review against the Green Bay Packers. We came out on fire. Scored. It was 13-0. But then it comes down to the defensive calls. So I'm going to start with the defense in this pod. I don't understand how you have Darius Slay and James Bradbury on the other side, and you are playing 10 yards off of these receivers. I understand that JG wants to play a type of defense that doesn't give up big plays. That's granted. That's cool. But when you're giving the opposing quarterback all of this space, when you can just do in cuts and posts and all that other stuff inside of this defense, you're moving the ball on the offense. Rushing, they did have over 100 yards rushing, but it wasn't a backbreaker this game because they were down most of the game. A.J. Dillon had 8 carries for 64 yards. Aaron Jones had 12 carries for 43 yards. And so they had 106 rushing yards, which you can take that as a defense. They had 19 first downs, but they were getting it through the air. So we seen Aaron Rodgers in this game. He was 11-16, 140 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 picks. The picks happen with pressure. We get good enough pressure on the quarterback, they're going to throw a pick because they're going to get uncomfortable. The first pick, Slay, was right on his man. Step for step, volleyballed that thing in the air. Then Josiah Scott picked that thing. And I know Slay wanted that ball from Aaron Rodgers. The next pick happened where our number one safety, leading the league, 6 picks, got hurt. When he went down, Reed Blankenship came in and picked off the GOAT, one of the GOATs, Aaron Rodgers. And so this defense it's creating turnovers. They can create turnovers. My thing is that during the game, when we're up, the play calling gets different. And granted, this game, the special teams did not help. They put Green Bay in great field position. They put them in great field position. At all times, they were starting at the 30 or the 40. And it's like, you can't give a team with Aaron Rodgers great field position. So the defense did their job on the front line, the defensive line. They knocked Aaron Rodgers out. Jordan Love comes in. They playing this 10 yards off defense of the corners. Watson, bang, hit a move, went right inside, got the ball going. That's how you can beat the Eagles. When they play that type of defense, it's all going to be passes inside all day. Because if you play action, that linebacker will come down the middle of the field wide open. And our safety, one of our safeties is down that has speed, but the other safety, Marcus Epps, don't have no speed. He will get burnt all day. That's the one weakness in this defense, because we're getting Jordan Davis back. And so we're going to have big boys on that defensive line. So it's going to be a little bit more tougher to run on us. But the weakest link in this defense, Marcus Epps. That's the weakest link. And teams know that. Our linebackers, one of our linebackers can cover. Quazier Wright can cover. But that safety, that's it right there, because everybody will be coming off IR. You're going to get your corner, nickel cornerback, Maddox, he'll be back. Goddard, he'll be back. Jordan Davis, he'll be back. And it seems like Chauncey Gardner-Johnson will be back this season. And so when the whole defense is healthy, is one person on that D that's the weakest link, and that's Marcus Epps. At times, he's good, but he can't cover. He can't. Not speed. Speed? No. He's at a disadvantage. And so when Jordan Love went in there, he was 6 of 9, 113 yards, 1 touchdown. He looked good. And I don't know what they're going to do in that situation. But if I was the Packers, I would just sit Aaron Rodgers and let Jordan Love rock out, because you don't know what you have yet in Jordan, because he's been behind Aaron Rodgers for all that time. So you should just let him rock out. Offensively, we have to look at this kid, Jalen Hurts, as one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He's doing a great job diagnosing the defense, and he's taking what the defense is giving him. This league is changing. There's no sit back there in the pocket quarterback anymore. There's no Peyton Mannings. It's only one Tom Brady. Aaron Rodgers, he can move and he's a little bit athletic. Joe Burrow has a little bit athletic ability. The one quarterback in the league maybe that don't have athletic ability has to be Mac Jones, and that's it. And you see how that's going. The defensive line is getting faster. Corners, you already know corners are faster. Safeties are faster. Linebackers are faster. But them D linemen and the defensive ends, they running 4.4s. Some might run a 4.3. So you got big guys, 250, 300, running 4.4s, 4.5s. You need a mobile quarterback in this league right now. And so you have these new age quarterbacks that's coming in. You have Lamar Jackson's. You have the Bears quarterback out there balling. You have Daniel Jones that can run. You have multiple quarterbacks that are mobile, that can get out of harm's way and get the first down or whatever. But it's a difference when you have a mobile quarterback that has the brain to understand defenses, that has the arm to throw and complete balls. That's what we seeing right now. We seeing a dual quarterback that's surveying the defense. Oh, they manning up. All right, everybody covered. Oh, I'm going to go out there and do my thing. And then they were spying them. I don't understand who they thought they was playing against, man. Like, the defense that they played against Jalen Hurts, I understand it because he's been killing you. He's been killing you both ways, right? And so the object of the game is to stop or get stops of the opposing team, right? So if you can get stops and then if you can score, then you can win the game. In the league right now, it's a passing league. And so most teams are scoring over 20-something points, give or take. And so if you can hold a team under 20 points, that gives you the best opportunity to win the game. But if you have a quarterback like a Jalen Hurts, like a Pat Mahomes, like Josh Allen, like Lamar, like Joe Burrow, like a Herbert, these are all young boys, man. They taking the game to the next level. It ain't no sit back there and go through your progressions, which all these quarterbacks are going through their progressions. But if nothing is there, they're running to get yards. They're not just sitting back there and getting sacked. They're running to get yards. And Jalen Hurts is putting on a clinic. He's putting on a clinic out here. Oh, you taking that away? Okay, I'm going to get this. Oh, you take that away? Oh, I'm going to go out and do this. So you take the run away, he passing it. You take the pass away, he's running it. Or he's giving it to Miles Sanders. And so when you see that, that's different. That's different. So he beating you with his mind. He's not a dual threat quarterback. Because it's certain things, okay, dual threat is a running quarterback and a throwing quarterback. He's beating you with your mind now. And so now he got defenses double guessing. Oh, should we have a spy on him? Or should we stop the run? Or should we stop the pass? Now you don't know. And when Dallas Goedert comes back, you will not be able to spy Jalen Hurts. Now your spy is taken away. Because now in the middle of the field, if you don't stick Goedert, he going to hit him. And then who you going to have sticking Goedert? You going to bring a safety down or another corner on him? Or a nickel or whoever, your third corner, he going to cook him. That's why the Eagles are 10-1. They figuring out ways to win games, for one. Just like the Colts game. They were down, boom, 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 and then he came back and won. That's under his belt. This game, he put the team on his back. He's running because Dallas Goedert is not there. And they have a man in the middle of the field, sitting in the middle of the field, waiting. And so they're not respecting anyone else at the tight end position. And so you know what Jalen Hurts say? You know what? Everybody, block everybody up. I'm one-on-one with the spy, cooking them, killing them. You're going to have somebody faster. He run a 4.5. I think he ran a 4.59 at the combine. But he's fast enough. And he got a little wiggle. So I don't like him taking hits, but he don't take that many hits. He get out of balance. He get down. He get the first down. He get down. And then Those quarterback sneaks, come on. This game, they should have challenged that quarterback sneak because they did get the first down. I did see that. But yeah, Jalen Hurts. Look at this. 16 of 28. Some of those throws, he threw the balls out of balance because nobody was open. But 153 yards, 2 touchdowns. The 2 touchdowns that he threw, the back shoulder or whatever you want to call it, to Quez, dime. The one to A.J. Brown, dime. A.J. cooked him off the break. Boom. Cooked him off the break. Easy. Then you go down to his rushing. 17 carries, 157 yards. 9.2 yards a carry. Come on, man. That's unstoppable. That's unstoppable. That's 310 yards of total offense. 310 yards of total offense, 2 touchdowns. Passing. Come on. And we going to get into him later in the pod about the MVP talk and all of this stuff. We're going to get to that during the end of the pod. But let's get back to these stats. Miles Sanders, 21 carries, 143 yards, 6.8 yards a carry, 2 tubs. That boy was running hard. He running hard, man. He might get 1,300 yards, 1,400 yards this season. He got 900 yards. And we have 6 games to go. So he might be up there. And that might signal Howie or whoever to sign him. I don't think he's going to command something big. This is only 1 year. It's a big year. It's a career year. But I think you can get off with giving him $8 million a year, $9 million a year. That's what I think. Because he like Philly and he's productive and people will want to play with Jalen Hurts and this offensive line. Kenneth Gainwell, 8 carries, 39 yards, 4.9 yards a carry, 1 touchdown. Boston Scott, 3 carries, 24 yards, 8 yards a carry. Receiving, Devontae Smith, 4 receptions, 50 yards, 12.5 yards of reception. A.J. Brown, 4 receptions, 46 yards, 11.5 yards of reception, 1 touchdown. Quez Watkins, 3 receptions, 35 yards, 11.7 yards of reception, 1 touchdown. Miles Sanders, 3 receptions, 17 yards, 5.7 yards of reception. Kenneth Gainwell, 1 reception, 7 yards, 7 yards of reception. Quez Watkins, he heating up. A.J. Brown was sick and hasn't been playing well. He's been stepping up, but I think A.J. Brown is due for a big one. He's due for a big one. Devontae Smith, he's been consistent. He's been cooking people out there too. For real. And so, let's get into this MVP talk. My MVP right now, and I'm not even going to be biased, is Pat Mahomes. Pat Mahomes is out there cooking. He is cooking out there. He has more yards than any QB. The only thing about Pat Mahomes is that his record is 9-2, right? Jalen Hurts is 10-1. It's only a 2-person race right now. I don't see nobody up there with Pat and Jalen Hurts. And so now I got Pat 1, Jalen is 1A, basically, because I don't like when people don't account for rushing yards. Like, that's not a part of the game. That's a part of the game. Rushing yards are a part of the game. And you can win when you outrush the other team. right? And so it's not all about throwing the ball, throwing touchdowns. It is about rushing touchdowns too, rushing yards as well. And so you have to account for those things. And Jalen Hurts is doing it both ways. He's doing it on the ground and in the air. So you have to account for that. Now, if the Eagles' record is better than the Chiefs' record, I really think that they might give it to Jalen Hurts because the Eagles are winning because of Jalen Hurts. And I know that the Chiefs are winning because of Pat Mahomes. We already know that. And maybe they might give Pat Mahomes Offensive Player of the Year and then Jalen Hurts MVP. Maybe. But Pat Mahomes got 3,585 yards. Cooking. He is cooking out there. And so when you see this, you're like, damn. So he has 3,585 yards, 29 touchdowns. That's first. 8 interceptions. That's a big one. And then his QBR is 77.4, second in QBR. He is doing his thing. And you can't really put in question, like, the dude is balling, man. He might have 40, 45, maybe 50 touchdowns. Maybe. But we know that rushing has to be accounted for in the NFL. And you have to stop that. Don't matter if you a running quarterback or not. You still have to stop that because if you don't, they just going to run away with it. So Jalen Hurts, 2,560 yards, 17 touchdowns. He's tied for ninth. So he's top 10 in touchdowns. 3 picks, tied for second in the league. So he's top 10 in that. Those the less picks. QBR, 68.2. Fourth in the league. Come on, man. Come on. You can't hate that. So we're going to get into his rushing, which is 8. He got 8 rushing touchdowns. And so you add that up, you know, is it comparable? Maybe. A touchdown is a touchdown to me. Throwing it or running it. So his 25 to 29, I think maybe Pat got 1 rushing touchdown or something. But all in all, it's close to me. You have to use the skill set of your quarterback and you build around that. But Jalen Hurts is throwing the ball. His completion percentage is 67.3 completion percentage. Come on, man. 67.3. That's real. It's higher than Pat Mahomes. It's higher than Pat Mahomes. It's way higher than Josh Allen's. It's higher than Tom Brady's. He's got 597 rushing yards. 8 touchdowns. So, he's getting paid, man. And I think they're going to pay him and Miles Sanders. They're going to pay him, Miles Sanders, and Chauncey Gardner, and Quazir White. That's what I think. Bradbury, he might go somewhere else and get a bigger deal, but he might stay as well. But you have to get that deal done. That Jalen Hurts deal done. Because you don't want to wait the last year of his deal and then it's just going to cost more money because he's ascending. You need to get that thing done right now or whenever it's done. I think it's February that they can talk to him. Get it done. Because it's just going to set your team up. Because now you can spread it out that extra year. So you can give him some type of money that fourth year, and then you can stretch it out. Just like they did Carson Wentz. It's crazy, man. No one's seen this coming. Jalen Hurts is better than all the quarterbacks that came from Oklahoma. He's better than Kyler Murray and Baker Mayfield. That's crazy. No one would have thought. And then you got Tua out there balling. His completion percentage is 69.7%. But, see, Tua, weapons is crazy. He got weapons. I can't wait till Dallas Goedert come back, because I'm telling you, Jalen Hurts' numbers going to go crazy. His numbers will go crazy. So this week, against the Titans, all we got to do is stop that run. Tannehill ain't going to beat us with his arm. I don't think so. Our back end is good enough to hold up, and I do not think that he will beat us with his arm. I don't think so. I don't think so. So if we shut down that run and then we get up 2 scores and make them have to pass, ain't no way. Ain't no way we losing that game. Any given Sunday and anything can happen, but we just have to stop the run. And if we do that offensively, I have no doubt that we're going to do our thing. So with that, people, it's a wrap. 1.
Nothing like it.
So that was episode 46, Eagles Week 12 review. And so in that episode, I broke down our dub against the Packers, what players look good on offense, what players look good on defense, the coaches on offense and defense, and our Week 12 battle against the Titans. And so, people, we see this team at 10-1. One more win will clinch the playoffs. So we got to go out there and just go 1 week at a time. So with that, people, stay safe, give respect, and show love. 1. Make sure you go listen to all old and new NBC podcast episodes on all podcasting platforms. And please go to www.nothingbutconvos.com for the latest apparel.